Dive with us into the intriguing world of Greek mythology, where we'll explore the mysterious and powerful Hades, the king of the underworld. In a realm shrouded in darkness, where whispers of lost souls echo, Hades reigns supreme. Far from just a ruthless punisher, he's an essential part of the cosmic balance. While his siblings Zeus and Poseidon conquered the skies and seas, Hades claimed the underworld, a realm filled with secrets, riches, and the souls of the departed. Imagine a tale of three brave brothers, just having triumphed over their powerful father, the Titan Cronus. As the echoes of their battle faded, they sat down to split the world into three parts. Zeus claimed the vast, endless skies. Poseidon, with a twinkle in his eyes, chose the expansive seas. And then there was Hades, who took the mystical, deep realms of shadows below. So, who exactly is Hades? Born to the Titaness Rhea and Titan Cronus, he's one of the key figures in the Olympian family. Even though many find his role a bit dark and unsettling, there's no denying that Hades held a special place in ancient Greek legends. Did you know that his domain, the famed Underworld, even carried his name for a while? But don't picture the Underworld as just a dark, gloomy place. It's a realm wrapped by 5 enchanting rivers, each holding its own secret story. Picture the Acheron, the melancholic river of sorrow; the Cocytus, echoing with cries and wails; the blazing Phlegethon, the sacred Styx, where vows made are never broken; and the Lethe, where memories gently fade away. At the heart of these rivers stands a gleaming gate, fiercely protected by Cerberus, a mighty three-headed hound that chills the bravest of souls. And at the heart of this realm, the grand palace of Hades. Close your eyes and imagine a palace radiating with splendor, every nook and corner glistening with gold and silver, casting shadows that rival even the sunlit corridors of Mount Olympus. This brilliance comes from the untold treasures that lay hidden deep within the earth, reminding all of the riches and mysteries the underworld holds. Now, entering this palace isn't easy. It's Hades' domain, after all. Only with his blessing can one step inside. For the souls of the departed, the journey begins with Hermes guiding them to the edge of the Acheron. There, a boat awaits, manned by Charon, the ferryman. To cross over, a toll is needed. It's why ancient Greeks placed coins in the mouths of their deceased, ensuring their passage. But woe to those who arrive without the fare. They remain trapped, wandering the shores, caught between life and death. So, as we venture back to our world, remember the tales of Hades. Far more than just a grim lord, he's a keeper of balance, secrets, and the eternal resting place of souls. After the thrilling ride concluded, the mighty gates swung open at the command of Cerberus. This three-headed guardian welcomed the souls with a silent snarl, but made sure none ever left. Their journey didn't end there. They soon stood before the imposing trio of judges, Rhadamanthus, Minos, and Akos. Each soul, quivering with anticipation, would soon receive a verdict. Depending on their past actions, the benevolent were rewarded with the tranquility of Elysium fields, while those with wicked hearts were doomed to face eternal anguish in purgatory. Although numbered among the esteemed 12 Olympians, Hades always felt a deeper connection to the shadows of the underworld. Mount Olympus, with its grandeur, only saw him on rare occasions when pressing matters called him to confer with fellow deities. Interestingly, even as he reigned over this nether realm, he wasn't revered as the god of death. That ominous title belonged to Thanatos. Hades' ambitions weren't confined to his dark domain. Like his brothers, he constantly sought to enhance the glory and expanse of his kingdom. This thirst often painted him as insatiable, even greedy. Among the souls he governed, he held a particular fondness for those whose actions on earth led to death. Perhaps this appreciation is why such souls enjoyed a special status in his domain. The mere mention of Hades sent shivers down the spines of ancient Greeks. They believed that uttering his name might bring them closer to their final moments. Out of a mix of fear and respect, they instead referred to him as Pluton. In time, the Romans too came to call this powerful deity Pluto. Deep within the heart of the earth, shimmering precious metals await discovery, bestowing upon Hades the title of the god of immense wealth. But it wasn't just these shiny treasures. The earth also cradled rich, fertile soil, ready to nurture seeds into bountiful harvests, ensuring life thrived above. When one thinks of Hades, an image often emerges, a mysterious figure with a dark, flowing beard, exuding an air of gravity and intensity. This unyielding lord, always firm in his beliefs, was fiercely protective over the rights of the deceased, ensuring they received proper burials. This commitment was deeply rooted, a testament to his unwavering character. During the epic War of the Titans, the Cyclops bestowed a significant gift upon Hades, a helmet granting invisibility to its wearer. This enigmatic artifact, often concealed from the world, would frequently find Hades, invisible to all, seated regally upon his magnificent ebony throne. In the hands of Hades was the bident, a distinct two-pronged staff that might remind you of a pitchfork. It became an emblem of his power, a weapon synonymous with him. And while it may look somewhat similar, one mustn't mistake it for Poseidon's iconic three-pronged trident. Beside Hades, often stalking the shadows, was Cerberus, the infamous Hound of Hades. Loyal, fierce, and ever watchful, this multi-headed beast wasn't just a pet, but a steadfast guardian of the underworld's gates. Yet, for all his might and weaponry, it's worth noting that Hades was often perceived as the least powerful among his siblings. Poseidon claimed the middle ground in strength, while Zeus, with lightning at his beck and call, took the revered top spot. Before we delve deeper, let's revisit the intriguing tale of Persephone. Born to Zeus and Demeter, her destiny would intertwine with Hades in a complex dance of fate. Their union wasn't a straightforward tale of love. Hades employed cunning and deception to have her by his side. But that intricate tale of love, deceit, and destiny? Well, that's a riveting story we'll save for another occasion. Hades is a very important character in many Greek stories. There's this famous tale about a super-strong hero named Heracles. He's famous for doing 12 really hard tasks. One of these tasks was given to him by King Eurystheus. The king wanted Heracles to bring back a scary three-headed dog named Cerberus, who was a guard in Hades' place. When Heracles went to this dark and mysterious place, he walked up to Hades and asked if he could take the dog. Hades was a bit surprised by how brave Heracles was and said, "Okay, but there's one rule. You can't use any weapons to take Cerberus." Heracles was so strong that he managed to take the dog without any weapons and showed it to the king. But after that, he ensured the dog returned home safely. There's another touching story about a man named Orpheus. He was really good at playing music and could make people feel all sorts of things with his tunes. Orpheus was very sad because his wife Eurydice had passed away. So he decided to go down to Hades' place and play his music, hoping it might convince Hades to let her come back with him. Hades listened and said, "I'll let her go with you, but you have to promise one thing. Don't look back at her as you leave until you're both out in the sunlight." Orpheus agreed, but he made a sad mistake. He turned around too early, and because of that, he lost Eurydice again, this time forever. Hades is talked about a lot in ancient stories, and from what we learn, he wasn't a bad god. When people came to him, he didn't just push them away. Instead, he gave them tasks to show their determination and worth. This was different from many of the other gods up on Olympus. Those gods sometimes acted without thinking or were unpredictable, but not Hades. He was more even-handed, always giving chances to people based on what they truly deserved. Still, if you look at movies, books, and video games nowadays, they don't show Hades in a good light. Most times they make him out to be the bad guy. Maybe it's because he's connected to death and what comes after it. That's a bit unfair, to be honest. He may not be everyone's favorite when compared to the other gods, but if you really listen to his stories, you'll see he's a lot more reasonable and just. Unlike some gods up on Olympus, Hades seems to think things through and act fairly. It's interesting how the stories from long ago show a different side of him than what most modern stories do. What's your take on Hades? Is he judged wrongly or not given enough credit? Drop a comment, hit the like, and don't forget to subscribe for more.